Warning, this video is some real 007 Asteroid Fight Club Astonishers type shit. I've been sitting here staring at the data for the last 9 hours, and the energy started to get real creepy. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I've been kind of sort of under attack all day, every day for the last 2 years for trying to bring you guys the truth for free. crankywxguy, my unofficial partner in heroing, has also been under attack that time because he gives away great information for free. The truth game is dangerous because you got to follow the money. And well, something about this story stinks to high hell. Let's recap. On the 25th, everybody was saying it was nothing. Dorian. Since August 25th, I've been saying, hey guys, this looks like it could be one of the hurricanes I've been warning us about since April. And the 25th was a very weird, creepy woman in a red dress day. All right, so on the 25th, everybody else is like, Dorian's nothing. On the 26th, everybody else is like, Dorian's nothing. And then the 27th, everybody was like, hey, Dorian may hit Florida as a tropical storm. Then the 28th, people were like, Dorian will hit Florida as a hurricane. And the 29th, the public was saying, Dorian will hit Florida as a Category 4. And then on the 30th, which was yesterday, all the models really started trending it to the west and saying, hey, it might even go out to sea. With 78 hours away, that was pretty much the consensus. I think now we got about 70 hours. And so people are only going to have 70 hours left to wake up and make their plans. So on the 25th, I was like, alert. And then here I'm like, oh, this could be a really bad hurricane. And here I'm like, oh, it could be Cat 4. And then, oh, Cat 5. And so we got like 3 days, 3.5 before landfall. And I got to remind you, the world itself has been like spiritual warfare, economic warfare, information warfare. And greed is loyal to no country, no religion, or no person. And so I sat there with a real bad feeling, trying to work it all out in my mind. And I'm worried this euro from the 29th might be the one that verifies, where Dorian's path has changed radically almost every single day. The projection anyways. And so this would pretty much be one of the worst case scenarios. And so what I'm saying, as your friend, as a man, as a knight of Jesus Christ, is that I think everyone from the tip of South Florida all the way up the southeast coast, and including to Massachusetts, everybody needs to be aware of this storm. And that if you were in the Bahamas, I would get out of there. And if you're pretty much anywhere from here all the way up along this coast, I probably wouldn't stay there. If you can get out and take a couple days off and watch it from afar and it's not going to break your bank or kill anybody, I sure as hell wouldn't risk this thing. Because I think even if it stops here 100 miles out to the east and then starts to go up, it will probably hit North Carolina, Myrtle Beach, possibly even into Georgia. I think we could see a double landfall. I'm not trying to scare anybody, the models tend to windshield wiper east, west, east, west, east, west. And that we have seen this thing grow into a monster. And the thing that totally creeped me out, the 00Z GFS has Dorian as a category 2 or 1 with 986 pressure millibars. And when they did a run on it, like 12 hours ago, it was at 946. It had bombogenesis down like 30. And so the GFS doesn't have its intensity anywhere near correct. The 00Z, 24 hours from that period, has it at 970, which would be, what, 26 above what it was recorded at 10 hours ago? So, I mean, the models aren't anywhere close on intensity. And that is what super freaked me out. And I was like, all right, I got to tell everybody. And this GFS QPF not only has the data at like 1,000 millibars, which would make it a tropical storm, it has the weird double X's by Hurricane Dorian. And usually the double X means like over your eyes. Put a penny on them for the ferryman. I don't like this thing. I don't trust this thing. If you look at this thing's core, it looks solid and symmetrical. Barreling forward, and for the majority of the night, and I've been staring at it in awe for about 9 hours. And she's cooking. I have mentioned the Dorian surprise several times. And pretty much drawn this picture for the last 3 or 4 days, referencing this low in the Gulf. And now we're watching an area of development in the Gulf, and we're watching the New York hurricane I've been talking about for a couple months rolling off of Africa. It looks like 5-6 times larger than Dorian, which brings me to another point that many times I've referenced at THORnews, that when you get the like triple Martian boob pattern, they're interlinked. Like the third one would be if the third one shows up, which it probably will in some form. What I'm saying is these 2 and 3 are linked, and they're linked to storms on top of them. Here, I'll show you. First, let's do the 2. Oh crap, the frames are not loaded. But if you'll notice, the hurricane that starts down in the South Pacific and then the hurricane that starts that's Dorian. Wonderful. It's not going to let me. Sweet. All right, this will work. Smoke them if you got them. But I want you to watch. There's going to be a 4-box hurricanes. There's Dorian. There's our third low. And then see how these 2 are connected. And they both seem to be moving in unison. And this goes this way, and Dorian just kind of stops. And I don't like that motion. So there's Dorian. We get our Pacific hurricane as they work in unison. And then see the 4 above them? See those, the box right there? So that is what is pulling Dorian up. And so Dorian is kind of hooked to this one until that one pulls it off. And so that is why I think there is a good shot Florida could get hit by landfall, and then it's going to just rake up the coast. And remember, all those homes and everything is totally insured. I mean, for the rich people, that's why I would say it's like a rich people's game, man. They've got anyone under $1 billion fighting with each other over the dumbest shit. You know, they've got like women fighting with men that like the men only get 5 nickels. And I mean, the women get 4 nickels and the men get 5. It's like trying to get your slave master to treat you fairly. And so I got a real bad feeling about this, man. And just tried to put it out there the best, because if it does make landfall in Florida, then having the head fake today, when they're like, no, it could curve out to sea now, that pulled everybody off guard. Because if you knew you had a category, I mean, it's going to be a Cat 5. I've been saying it's going to be a Cat 5 for the last few days. And that if everybody knew they had a Cat 5 hurricane barreling down on them, more people would have left. And that from the pictures I saw from the highway, not a lot of people were evacuating. There wasn't any more traffic than normal. Wasn't people trying to get out. And they didn't run recon at night for some reason. And so I fear a worst case scenario is absolutely still possible. And I think there's a chance of Florida landfall and North Carolina landfall, and this could grow and scrape up the coast. And if you'll notice, there's like almost a whole moisture field around it, where it almost seems like it could pull in a lot more moisture towards the end as it achieves its final form. What we're looking at here is water vapor. And so it looks like it'll have a lot more moisture around it to grow itself. And if it doesn't hit Florida, I'm pretty sure it's going to hit North Carolina. I'm pretty sure it's going to cause problems and impacts along large swaths of the entire southeast and northeast probably. The solar storms are hitting. We got king tide. And for the last 2 years, this is what it's felt like. Every day, I got a team of multiple people waiting for me, and they're always well-trained, heavily resourced, and got more funds than they know what to do with. And they sure don't like it when I tell you, don't trust any politicians, that we are all in this together, and only the people uniting can save us. 1935, Labor Day, 185 mile per hour winds. And I've been saying the entire time I've been talking about Dorian, and pretty much since April, if they say it's going to be Category 3 or higher, evacuate if you are along the coast or anywhere that would be getting anything over 120 mile per hour winds. I was doing this in 2017, and I did a pretty bang-up stellar job of warning people about Maria, and still I lost 5,000 Americans, Puerto Ricans, human beings. A lot of them were fellow Christians. And so, yeah, I mean, this has a chance to be the storm that I've been warning about for months. And if not this one, then I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of the ones flying out of the chute over the next 8 weeks. So, I've given my all. I've laid it all on the line. Yeah, like I've talked about the triple Martian boob. I think I even drew up 3 lows right around this date, pushing in. So that would be near that area I keep talking about, the Texas-Mexico border. And it's a great time to put it all together, man. One thing we got working for us is greed is never a good medium or long-term strategy. And it's through 1,000 miracles I've made it this far. So, I have faith in God, and that is enough to carry me through. And a lot of y'all have been cool enough to inspire me forever, regardless of whatever the heck happens. Okay, great. Everybody stay cool. Take it or leave it. I've done my best to inform you and tell you the truth. And if somehow today's my last day on the planet Earth, dude, I was the coolest man alive, and I was a true all-American hero. God bless everyone. Stay cool. Let's live long and prosper together. And may the force be with you always. Come on, man. Pull your head out of your ass and let's get it in gear.